Hello and Salametses to all of the school directors who were able to join us for today's meeting. I'd like to thank you for your attendance. My name is Ben Taylor and I am the English language coordinator with the Relo office here in Kazakhstan. And I'd like to propose to you a 20-minute course called Introducing Descriptive Writing Elements to Your Personal Statement Essay. We have a lot to cover in this short presentation, so let's get started. The goal of this course is going to be for students to demonstrate an ability to incorporate sensory imagery into their writing to create more compelling, immersive personal statement essays. So, who are our learners? I'm primarily looking at EFL high school students here in the 11th and 12th grade. These are all second language English students. They're college applicants primarily to Western universities in Europe and America, although some might be applying to universities in Central Asia or East Asia as well. In every event, the expectations of those admissions boards will be similar. The students will have at least an intermediate level of written English. Spoken English may not be quite as high, but as we'll see, the written English should be high for college applications. Okay. So why are we doing descriptive writing? So I've been a writing tutor for 4 years, and I understand after looking at many essays that were being sent to college applications boards, the importance of attention grabbing hooks in essays. This is a great way of helping a student stand out from the crowd of other applicants in their pool. A lot of times our Central Asian students, as you may know, have a lack of familiarity or experience with descriptive writing techniques. They may struggle with creative writing generally, and so this kind of practice is crucial for them. It's also really important during the revision and proofreading process that will come in the days, weeks, and months after this course itself. And so having this kind of instruction is a great stepping stone towards writing the strong essay that many of these students will be doing. The estimated time again is about 20 minutes here. Okay, so how was this lesson plan constructed? It was made using an approach called understanding by design, which essentially means I'm planning backwards. We've started with the goal in mind, determined what kind of evidence would be acceptable for showing that students are prepared to successfully incorporate descriptive language into their essays, and then from there we planned the course. Okay, so by the end of the session, students are going to be able to identify sensory language. That's words for what we can see, hear, touch, smell, and taste, and its role in descriptive sentences. We're going to be practicing using sensory language on a sentence level, and then from there, explaining the significance of a given illustration using sensory language on like a paragraph level. And finally, we'll be bringing that all together to have students compose a descriptive paragraph in response to a given prompt, just like they would do in their admissions essay. So in task 1, students are being introduced to the language. Here we've got a sample of writing. In this case, it's something that I've written during my time living in the city of Karaganda, and students will be identifying the descriptive language in this paragraph and categorizing it by which sense it is connected to, whether that's taste, touch, sight, smell, or hearing. And so as an example here, in that second sentence, the crunch of fresh snow under my boots was music to my ears anyway. Crunch of fresh snow is something relating to hearing. So I would want students in either individually or in pairs to be able to identify the language in this writing and categorize it by those senses. I anticipate this activity to last about 5 minutes. Okay, after that, we move on to the second task. Here, we've got students working on a sentence level first, based on some authentic images, and then ultimately on paragraph level, using something that is locally of relevance to them. In this case, as an example, I've taken the national food of Kazakhstan, beshbarmak, and we're using that. And then the task is to describe the experience of having beshbarmak to somebody who has never had that before. Maybe it's a foreigner or just someone who's never had that experience. And here they would need to talk about the taste, not just that it's delicious, but something a little bit more granular. Is it salty? Is it fatty? Is it chewy, right? The touch, as we know, we eat besh parmak with our fingers. So what does it feel like? The sound of besh parmak. And this is not just the sound of our jaws moving, but we're talking about the sound of someone giving a toast or pouring tea and this kind of thing. And so we're really trying to think kind of broadly about how descriptive language fits into the experience of eating besh parmak. Once students can do this, they're able to start creating their own scenes. And that's what we look at in task 3. So here, students are going to be composing their hook. We'll be doing this with whatever remaining time we have. Some of this might end up going into homework or some supplemental activity for future use. Here, I've just got one sample prompt of many that we could use. And so this says to discuss an accomplishment, event, or realization that sparked a period of personal growth and a new understanding of yourself or others. We would be looking for students to write 1 or 2 paragraphs here, and then possibly as some kind of homework or with any remaining time, students could actually look at each other's writing, trying to identify some of that descriptive language and trying to see, do they feel like they are present at the center of that essay? Can I see myself there if I close my eyes, right? Once we've got that, possibly some kind of peer editing workshop or worksheet that students could actually use with each other, they're ready for the revision phase, which can go for as long as students have as they are continuing to perfect their essay writing skills. So that's what I have in mind right now. I'm open to any adaptations, alterations that you might have. I'm very excited to get this project started with your students. I hope that you are too. Rakmiet for your time, and salbonas, everybody. Goodbye.